That's my baby. I'm dying.
That's my baby.
We're going at it at 110%.
I just want 5 minutes of happiness, please. Just give me 5 minutes.
And they scored. They did it.
Left.
What the hell was that? Oh, yeah.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, football is back. Opening night of the 2021 NFL season. On one side, we have the nauseating, yet somehow captivating, but no longer America's team, the Dallas Cowboys, led by QB Dak Prescott. And on the other side, we have the reigning, the returning Super Bowl champion Tampa Bay Buccaneers, led by the GOAT himself, Tom Brady. This is Birds of a Feather on A2D Radio, brought to you by our doc, Paul Vidal, of Specialized Physical Therapy, LLC. Find them in Burlington and Cherry Hill, specializedphysicaltherapy.com. We are live on Facebook, on Twitter, on YouTube, on Instagram. We're coming at you on Apple Podcasts. We are all over the internet, and we are here to bring you opening night of the NFL season. I'm your boy Chucks. We've got to my left your boy Jeff. What's good, Jeff?
What's going on?
And we've got down below your boy Pete Evans. What's happening, man?
Hey, man, listen, I'm here. I love it. It's a sad day for the Philadelphia sports market, though. Rest in peace, Big Daddy Graham. Long-time sports host, sports broadcaster on 94 WIP. Even while we're trying to be different from the dial, we still got to pay respect to respect is due. They craved they made the pathway for us to do what we do. So shout out to him. All he's done. Prayers and condolences to the family for the loss. But it is football season. It's good to be here. The wait is over. I couldn't take it anymore. And it's good to have meaningful football back. And you may see me scrounge around because I think I got some players playing tonight. We don't know. And then putting some same game parlays in. Listen, man, if you're good at what you do, and definitely $9.99 for the HUD membership, if it didn't pay dividends in the summertime, now it's definitely going to pay dividends. Get your money up. Get your Christmas club up if you got your kids, and just strap in these next 17 weeks, 20 weeks, including the playoffs. You do not want to miss what A2D Radio has to bring you because it's going to be live. It's going to be live.
Absolutely. Well said. Well said. Football is back, gentlemen. It is. But you know what shouldn't be back? A wild and hairy bush. Tame your pubes with help from our friends at Manscaped, the leaders in below-the-waist grooming. Their fourth-generation performance package includes the brand-new Lawnmower 4.0. Do right by your balls and join the 2 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped by going to manscaped.com with the code A2D for 20% off. They are our sponsors for the poll question this evening, which is the Dallas Cowboys will not make the playoffs this season. Agree or disagree? We are going to preview quickly the game tonight. We are going to be doing live reactions later on in the show once the game begins. So stick with us. Join us. We're going to see, hopefully, the Cowboys lose. But we also want to get your thoughts. Are they a playoff team this year? Are they going to make the playoffs? And are they going to make noise in the playoffs? We'll see. We're also going to go and do our 2021 season predictions. We're going to go division by division, give what we think are going to be the division standings. We're going to give our predictions for the playoff seeding. We're going to give our predictions for the Super Bowl winner and our predictions for the NFL awards at the NFL Honors Ceremony. So let's get right into it because we don't have too much time before the game kicks off. I believe, what is it, an 8:30 kickoff or something?
I thought it was 8:25 or something.
8:25 around there.
Yeah, if I give or take a few minutes. But give us your take, guys. I want to go to Pete first. Dallas Cowboys would not make the playoffs this season. Agree or disagree?
I'm going to say disagree. I'm going to say disagree. Because I think they get on a wild card. I think Dak is just too much. I think while the defense as a whole really didn't make any drastic improvements from the secondary all the way through the defensive line, they got players now on that defense in that linebacker core. I've never been a big fan of Vander Esch, but now he doesn't have to carry all the weight. You got Micah Parsons there who's just going to be all over the place. Trayvon, I think they'll do just enough, but I think the offense and Dak and the receivers and the emergence of CD with Amari Cooper really taking that secondary role now, to be honest with you. If you watch Hard Knocks and you watch how they got in, they look like CD is going to be the number one. So now when you have Amari Cooper as your number two, who may be a better suited role for that, I just think they'll squeeze out 9-10 wins. It won't be like pretty. They won't go 11-6. They won't go 12-5. They won't go 13-4. I can see them going 9-8, 10-7, and I think that's going to be good enough to get them in the playoffs. Whether that's good enough to get them in as a division winner, that's to be seen. But to get them in the playoffs, yes. But also a first round. I mean, it's a first round exit. My predictions tonight, I got some shockers for you boys. I got some shock. Listen, I'm cold on some teams, and I am feeling some teams. So we will see. Stay tuned.
Yeah, what do you got?
I'm going to have to agree with the poll. Look, I'm not just saying this because this is a Philadelphia-based program and we're Eagles fans and this and that. Look, the Dallas Cowboys have a tremendous amount of talent, especially on the offensive side of the football. They have probably one of the best playmaking offense in the NFL at the wide receiving position with Amari Cooper, CeeDee Lamb. Hell, even Michael Gallup can cause some havoc for opposing defenses. And then out the backfield, of course, they have Ezekiel Elliott. But once again, the biggest question mark is how is Dak Prescott going to come back from that major injury that he lost the season a year ago? And I agree with Pete. They made some improvements on the defense side of football, but is that going to be enough? Can this team compete in shootouts all season long? Because they're only going to win football games, in my opinion, if their offense is scoring points. Their defense, they have some players on there, but they still have some weaknesses. And you just look at their schedule, like to start off the year, of course, week 1 against Tampa Bay. Next week, on the road again, traveling out west to Los Angeles to take on the Chargers. Their home opener against us, which it's never a cakewalk. They have a possibility to start the season 0-3. And I do not see multiple teams from our division making the playoffs. I feel the NFC East, it's going to be the division winner, and that's it, just because how deep some of the other teams are, especially the NFC West, which possibly could have 3 teams from that division make the playoffs with the winner and the wild card. I feel Washington is more the complete football team, so I have them as the division winner, which unfortunately leaves Dallas out. I'm not saying they don't have a chance, but it's going to be a dogfight till the end of it, and I feel the more complete team with Washington is what gives them the edge.
So I am going to agree to the poll. And okay. I don't think it should be surprising because the way I've talked about the Cowboys all offseason should hint on how I feel about them going into this year. I want to assume that Dak is going to be good to go for pretty much, the season. I do believe that he may not be 100%, but I still think 80 to 90% Dak is a Dak that's still really, really good. And with all those weapons, the line is still good. That's going to make the offense still a juggernaut unit. So I still believe in that offense. I think Zeke, he looks great. Looks to be in great shape. I think he's going to have a bounce back year. So I have no reservations about that offense. I do like that offense. And Pete, you saying you watch Hard Knocks. I didn't watch Hard Knocks this year because I don't feel like watching Cowboys for extended.
I watched like 3 episodes, but that's all I needed. That's all.
You saying that it looks like Lamb is going to be their number 1. I could have told you that without watching it. Like Lamb is undoubtedly the best wide receiver out of that trio, and I could even argue at times because Amari Cooper is inconsistent that Gallup is more consistent and more reliable in certain games than Cooper. I really like Gallup. I think Gallup is underrated. So, again, I like that offense. But that defense is a huge question mark still. Yes, they got Micah Parsons. I get it. And he is going to be a stud. I think he's going to be a nominee for Defensive Rookie of the Year. So he's going to be lights out. However, that's not the issue with the Cowboys defense. It wasn't last year, and it's not again. It's going to be.
They didn't address that at all.
They have essentially the same secondary added with, I forget who their second round pick was this past year. To be the other corner.
I'll get it for you.
I don't like their secondary. Again, I am not a Trayvon Diggs guy. I'm not. I think he's at best a solid corner. I don't think he's a CB1 in this league. I really don't. I don't believe it. I don't think he's going to be good enough. And he's being trotted out there as just CB1.
Kelvin Joseph was the pick.
Kelvin Joseph. 44. I'm not a huge Kelvin Joseph fan. So I look at their secondary. I'm like, okay, what has improved? Because that was the weakness. That was the main weakness. They got torched in the passing game, and they don't have a pass rush to help out their secondary. Who did they get? So I look at this defense. I'm like, what? As a unit, as a whole, how have they improved? I don't see it. I don't see how they have improved. So the bigger picture when it comes to them making the playoffs, I think that this division is weak. I think this division is only going to have one representative, obviously the division winner. And I think Dallas will be in the hunt for that 7th wildcard spot. I don't think they're going to make it. I think Washington, I don't want to, I guess I'll spoil it now, but I do agree with Jeff. Washington is the favorite to win this division. I think they're the most complete team. I see them winning the division, going to the playoffs. I don't see any other teams making it from the NFC East. And I know that'll anger some Eagles fans. I'm not being a Debbie Downer, but I'll get into, when we do the NFC East preview, I'll get into my explanation of how I feel about the Eagles. I think all of us kind of will agree on the Eagles. But, yeah, that's how I see it. I don't see them being a playoff team this year when it comes to the Cowboys. There's just too many question marks on defense. And, again, I'm not a big Mike McCarthy fan. I'm not. And I'm not. Who's the defensive Quinn?
Dan Quinn.
Like, he got by because the Legion of Boom in Seattle made him. That they made Dan Quinn. Dan Quinn didn't make them. So you see them, and you see that how he did in Atlanta. That defense wasn't anything special during this whole time as head coach there. He's not. He's overrated. And he's only a name. He attracts people because of his name and because he spent time in Seattle during the Legion of Boom era. But I don't think he's as good as some people make him out to be.
No, I agree. And then I think Neville Gallimore, their starting DT, went down. They're missing Zach Martin tonight.
Yes.
It's very easy to get behind an 8-ball. I mean, just to kind of not segue, but to talk about the NFC East. The one thing I can say about the NFC East is I don't think anybody's going to run away with it. Like, while Washington is the most balanced team, that quarterback position with Fitzpatrick, he can play inconsistent at times.
Yep.
And even though offenses, they gotten better. They got Curtis Samuel. They got some wide receivers. They got De'Ami Brown. Now to go with Terry McLaurin. I get that in Antonio Gibson. I understand that. But I don't think they have an offense or a defense to the point where this is going to be the second year you see that defense. Teams are going to scheme to figure out how to score points on that defense. I mean, hell, let's not take it away from them. Ryan Fitzpatrick is better than any quarterback they had last year. But in week 17 last year, we literally had to bench Jalen Hurts and throw the game from not winning the division.
Yep.
Like, let's not forget that. And they had everything to play for. Everything to play for. So I say this. I mean, it's there to me. It's there for the Eagles for the taking if they want it. You know what I mean? It's there for Dallas for the taking if they want it. But with Dallas, to get it back to the poll question, I just don't see where the consistent pressure is going to come from outside of DeMarcus Lawrence. And then on the back end with the secondary, I mean, Trayvon Diggs, man, he played a little bit better than he did last year. Good, I get that. But now I will say there's probably one of the most underrated pickups that they've had was Keanu Neal, who was with Dan Quinn in Atlanta. You know what I mean? So we owe a lot to the Keanu Neal shin. We do. That ball that Nick Foles threw off of his shin, we owe a lot to Keanu Neal. But being in that system with Van Der Esch and then also being with Parsons, that you need that scheme needs secondary in the back end. It's more important. Secondary linebackers is way more important than the defensive line in that scheme, in that Seattle-esque scheme. Now they had the linebackers to play it. They had their Bobby Wagner and Micah Parsons, but they don't have that back end. They don't have that Sherman. They don't have that Cam Chancellor. And the thing is, they haven't addressed it. They haven't addressed it at all. And they could have. They just haven't.
Yep. Jeff, you have anything to say before we get into our predictions for the night? Anything else left for when it comes to the Cowboys?
Nope, just that they're completely overhyped like they are going into every season, so they'll flame out as usual and miss the playoffs. That's all I have to say.
Yeah. All right, so let's get into it then. Let's waste no time because I want to make sure we fit in everything before the game starts. So we already started pretty much with the NFC East. Let's get into more detail. We talked about the Cowboys already. We talked about a little bit of Washington. Do all of us have Washington winning the division?
I do.
Or Pete, did you have? Pete, did you have the Cowboys winning the division?
No.
No. You have Washington.
I did not have the Cowboys winning through the division.
Winning the division.
Safe bet is Washington, but their schedule is tough.
Mm-hmm.
I believe more in this team, the Eagles team, than I do the Giants team, just because I just do. I'm going to go with Washington. I won't do the homer thing and go with the Eagles, but I just got a vibe about this team, and it's not getting me to the point where I expect it. I have a feeling that this team is going to surprise some people this year. I really do.
Yeah.
But I'm going with Washington on the board.
So here's what I think. I have Washington. I have Dallas second. I have Eagles third. I have the Giants fourth. I agree with you that I feel more confident in the Eagles than I do the Giants. Here's my thing about the Eagles. They are, to me, the biggest wild card in this division. I can see them going 3 wins. I can see them going 11 wins.
Yep.
Like, I don't know what to expect from them.
Exactly.
And what you said, Pete, like months ago, beginning of the offseason, is exactly how I'm going to. I don't have any expectations.
Mm-hmm. And
as an Eagles fan, I think that might be the best approach right now because there's so many question marks, so many unknowns. So, I could absolutely see them surprising some people, having more stability. That our offensive line, if remaining healthy, is a great offensive line. We have some weapons. If Hurts improves, it's great. I think our defense will be solid, much improved from last year. I think they'll be solid and an exciting defense in some regards. I don't know what to make of them. So I have them third behind the Cowboys, but I could see them winning the division. I think it's very possible. Like you said earlier, this division is so up for grabs for anyone. Even though I have the Giants last place, I still do see a scenario where they win the division. I think any team in this division could come out on top. So it is close. With the Giants, I'm not a fan of Daniel Jones. Their offensive line is still horrible. I'm not a fan of Joe Judge. Their defense is going to be good. I don't know about elite, but it's going to be good. But, I do believe in Saquon. I think Saquon will be they're going to ease him in the first few weeks, but I think by October, November, he's going to hit his stride. I think Saquon's going to have a big bounce back year. So I do believe in Saquon. I like that defense, but besides that, I don't like that line, that coach, and that QB. So I have them last.
Okay. And now listen, I didn't want to rain on the parade because I know you love Saquon. I love Saquon too, but Mr. Wing hit the nail on the head, man. This dude is one more injury away to where we may be talking about this dude getting released next year because he just can't stay healthy for whatever reason.
And that's the big thing. Yes, that's the big thing.
It's almost like he's almost like too muscular for his frame, bro. Like it's like to say quad. Listen, man, you need to shave something off them quads because it's limiting your flexibility. You know what I mean? It's limiting your ability to move and be flexible. and it's just causing these joints to be too rigid, and it's too much stress. You know what I mean? And so I wish him the best of luck. If it ends up he has to find his true self outside of New York, by all means, I'm with that. You know, I hated it when he was drafted there in the first place. You know what I mean? So I wasn't a fan of that at all. But I mean, just for him and his career, I want him to work out. You know what I mean? I want him to have success. You know, I want him to stay healthy. I want to see him play all 16. It's hard to envision him being healthy right now for 16 games. Because is it 17 games? Was he even playing Sunday?
Yeah, he's playing.
Yeah, he's playing.
Okay.
He's playing. So, like, I totally understand that. And, yeah, health is a big thing. But let's not forget that the year prior, he missed only 4 games after having a high ankle sprain.
The high ankle sprain.
He came back. And then last year, obviously, the torn ACL. Let's also remember that just because he's had back-to-back years with significant injuries, that doesn't necessarily mean he can't stay healthy going forward. Let's remind everyone that Dalvin Cook, his first 2 years of the league, couldn't stay healthy either. Remember, he got injured at the beginning of his rookie year, and then the second year he got injured again. And we know now he's one of the top 5 running backs in the league. So, you know, I think automatically assuming, you know, people are automatically assuming he's going to never stay healthy again. I think that's premature. I think we have to see how he does this year, and then we'll see how he goes. And Saquon was always healthy in Penn State. Like, sometimes it's the reverse. We have guys who were always healthy in college that have an injury bug in the league, but then we have reverse guys who were always hurt in college and then stayed healthy in the league. Sometimes it's just random.
That and season the injuries. This wasn't something where he has a nagging injury all season long that's holding him out of practice or keeping him out of games. This was an unfortunate circumstance where it was a major injury that kept him out for the year. It's like the same thing with Carson Wentz for the longest time. Everyone said that he was injury prone after the torn leg up. Unfortunately, injuries are part of football, and with being a contact sport, some of these major injuries are going to happen. Now, it's not like it's whether he can come back from that and how he comes back from that. Is he going to be? Is it something that's going to be lingering throughout the rest of his career? We'll have to see. But the label him as injury prone right now is think a little bit premature.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like 1 foot on the door to injury prone. I saw one comment a while back. You don't even have to pop it on the screen. Tonight starts the season, but it also starts. We talked about it before. My little monologue when we came on is the betting. Like, do you guys have any action tonight from a legit betting point of view? And then if you have any fantasy players in tonight's game before we move on to the next division, well, what do you have going on in tonight? Do you have anybody playing tonight on your teams? Like, I know betting wise, FanDuel, I did the same game parlay. I didn't do a parlay, but they had a free contest. Whereas I kind of want to do in the Super Bowl, and then the MVP has double points. So I think my lineup was like Brady, Zeke, AB, CD. Like, it was just weird, but stuff like that. Do you guys got anything insight on tonight's game as far as fantasy wise, or you think it's the first game? Kind of just want to stay away.
I don't have any Cowboys or Bucks players on my fantasy teams this year, so I got no one playing tonight.
Jeff?
Depends on which league. I have like 5 leagues going on right now. So a few of my leagues, I do have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense, which sucks for week 1 because if it's a high-scoring affair, I'm going to be shitting the bed a little bit when it comes to getting those defense points. So I'm hoping the Buccaneers at least get some turnovers, get some sacks, and cause Dak some havoc. But no, the only big major fantasy thing, I was bitten by the Gus Edwards bug today with him possibly being lost for the season. So I had to frantically try to find another running back in like my 14-team league where running backs are already slim to try to find a replacement for him. Before there's even a snap in the field, I lose one of my quality running backs. So that was
You got Don and Wing saying, "Oh my God, 5 leagues." I remember when I did 6 leagues in 1 year. It was like, holy Christ! Like,
these are all money leagues too.
I think I'm in 3 this year. I was only supposed to do 2. I'm in 3, and I'm already like, it's so much to keep track of. But yeah, I hear you on that. So let's go forward. We've got other divisions to tackle. Let's do this. We'll each of us give how we think the standings will play out, and then if there's a major point we want to tackle, we'll mention it. But we don't have to give a breakdown of each team. So let's go NFC North. Jeff, how do you see it going 1-4?
I have Packers, Vikings, Bears, Lions.
Packers, Vikings, Bears, Lions. Pete.
Packers, Bears, Vikings, Lions.
Okay, I'm with Pete. I have Packers, Bears, Vikings, Lions. I mean, this to me, the division's pretty clear cut. Packers are going to win it. Lions are going to be in the basement. It's a flip flop between the Vikings and Bears. Anybody disagree?
Nope.
That's just All right, so that's pretty clear cut to go through. NFC South. This is almost okay.
Ooh.
I don't want to say almost. I have a lot to say. So Pete.
Yeah.
1-4. Because I want to see if I agree with you.
I think the Bucs win the division.
Yeah,
That's clear.
Yeah.
I think that's clear. I think it's going to be a toss-up for who finishes second. I'm going to go on a limb and say Carolina.
Woo! Yes.
And I'm going to say Saints third, and then Falcons fourth.
Yes.
People, I asked this to my boy when we played golf the other day. I said, would you rather have had right now going into this season Jalen Hurts, or would you have rather given up a 4th and a 6th to have Sam Darnold on this team?
Jalen Hurts.
Okay, but I'm just saying when I threw it out there.
Consider it.
Right,
It's
exactly.
close.
It's something to make you think about because you don't want to give it to those picks. But I just think Sam Darnold, CMC back, Robbie Anderson, DJ Moore, that defense with Brian Burns. I don't even want to mention his name, who we should have took in the second round instead of Jalen Hurts. Chuck knows what I'm talking about. I think he was a defensive rookie of the year last year, too, if I'm not mistaken.
Derby Chin. I think he was, but I'm not 100% sure. I think he was.
But I don't see it with the Saints on a consistent level. I don't see Jameis playing. I understand he probably will have less picks than he had in Tampa because he's going to get better coaching. But I don't think it's enough. I don't think it's going to be enough for them to finish in second.
Chase Young was defensive rookie of the year, but Chin was a nominee. But you absolutely, Jeff, how do you see it playing out before I get into my rant about the Panthers?
Tampa Bay going 1. And then, the rest of the division, I would say it's almost pretty much a toss-up because Atlanta, who knows, even though their defense is bad, they do have a lot of offensive firepower, even losing Julio Jones with Ridley and with Kyle Pitts, and Matt Ryan can go back into his old form. They can be a team to look out. But I'll stick with you guys. I'll go with Carolina, and then I had the Falcons, and then the Saints. Because no offense, I have no faith in Jameis Winston or Taysom Hill to really lead anyone at this point.
Yes, God, I knew why we were all friends for a reason. Yes, the Panthers, yo. Okay, so I brought them up yesterday on Twitter, and I said I feel like I'm higher on the Panthers than most. And a lot of people are saying, they'll win like probably max 6-7 games. And I'm like, what? Like, okay, you got Sam Darnold, who's an upgrade from Teddy Bridgewater, and I get it that he hasn't proven anything, but I do believe that a lot of his failures were being in a really bad situation in New York, especially under Adam Gase. Now he's with an offensive coordinator in Joe Brady that is very, very smart. Okay, he has CMC returning. He has DJ Moore. He has Terrace Marshall, the rookie, who played with Joe Brady at LSU. He has Robbie Anderson reuniting with him on the outside. And then on defense, people are sleeping on the defense. Guys, let's go through the names of young talent that they drafted in the past several years. Edge, Brian Burns. Interior defensive line, Derek Brown. Outside linebacker, Hassan Reddick. Cornerback, Dante Jackson. Cornerback, J.C. Horn. Safety, Jeremy Chin. Those are all studs. Young talent on that defense. I think they're going to surprise people. I don't think they're going to be a Super Bowl contender, but I do see them coming in second place in this division. I like them. I like them a lot. I like their direction they were headed in last year. I think this year they're going to take the next step forward. They're going to surprise some people.
Right.
They are. I'm telling you, they're going to surprise some people. And I'm glad you guys agree, and we're all on the same page with that. I do think It is a flip-flop between the Falcons and the Saints. I do have the Falcons going third and the Saints going fourth. I can't believe in Jameis Winston right now. I don't get like I
We
don't
differ on
believe
that, but
and they've lost several pieces. I don't know. I can make an argument that the Falcons have just as good as a roster that the Saints do. So it's to me it's a flip flop between Falcons and Saints. So NFC West. Here is the best division in the league. Absolutely loaded. So I'm gonna go first. All right, because you guys all know that I love my San Francisco 49ers and my man over there, Kyle Shanahan. So I will go first. I do have the San Francisco 49ers winning this division slightly by one game over the Los Angeles Rams. I have the Seattle Seahawks in third, but also just right behind them. And then in fourth, I do have Arizona Cardinals, who I still think could win a bunch of games too. Like, I think every one of these teams is a good team. I just think the San Francisco 49ers were bitten so hard with injuries last year. And the fact that they won as many games as they did, even though they didn't win a lot, they were competitive, goes to show how great of a coach Kyle Shanahan is. I loved their draft, and I honestly think, and I get that people scoff at the whole 2 QB thing and that it's not going to work. If there's one coach that's going to make it work, it's Kyle Shanahan. And that's because Jimmy G is buying into it. Trey Lance is buying into it. That roster is, again, stacked. And Jinx over here says, stop it, Chucks. People said 2 years ago, people laughed at me when I said the Niners were going to win that division 2 years ago. And what happened? The Niners went to the Super Bowl. So, Jinx, you stop it and take a look at that roster because they are loaded. I'm not saying the Rams aren't loaded. And again, both of these teams they are close to elite teams in the league. So it's going to be very, very, very close between the Rams and the Niners. But I will give, when it comes to these two teams, the Kyle Shanahan is a better coach than Sean McVay. I've said it for so long. He just is. He's a better coach than Sean McVay. The Rams, though, I am very high on them too because I like that they got Matt Stafford. Matt Stafford in LA playing with Sean McVay is trouble. It is trouble. Okay, so I like that they got Matt Stafford. That's going to open up the offense for them a lot. So I've got Niners, Rams, and Seahawks all bunched up at the top. I could see all of them winning 10-plus games. So that's just how great I see all three of those teams. And then Arizona I have at fourth. Whichever one of you wants to go next.
Go ahead, Jeff, if you're ready.
Yeah, regardless, I think almost all of us pretty much agree that there's probably going to be 3 teams from this division that make the playoffs. Whether it's whoever wins the division, there's still going to be 2 other ones. I do have the Rams as number 1. I like the addition and the fresh start for Matthew Stafford. The fact that they get a decent quarterback after a failed experiment with Jared Goff. Then I had the 49ers 2, Seahawks 3, and then the Cardinals 4. I just feel the Cardinals are – I feel Kyler Murray is really going to take the next leap in his progressions as a quarterback. But I just feel that offensive line and besides DeAndre Hopkins, what they really have on the offense side of the football, I feel is really going to hold them back, especially if this was any other division. The Cardinals are probably almost a playoff team, but the fact that they have to go up against these other 3 teams 6 times in total, 2 times apiece, it's going to be a tough task for them. So unfortunately, I do have the Cardinals in the cellar.
Okay.
Pete.
So I'm going to work in reverse. I'm going to say, oh, man. This is going to go out on a limb. I think Seattle's going to finish 4th.
Ooh.
I think Seattle's going to finish 4th. We forget how old Russell's getting, man. He's in the league 10 years.
Oh, stop it. He's still been great.
He's still great. I don't know who they got running the ball for them. can't count on
True.
Chris Carson.
True.
He gets hurt every year. Rashad
Yep.
Penny isn't what they thought he was going to be.
Yep.
You don't know what their offense is going to be. I know they got the guy from LA now as their OC, so that could be there. But I think when I look at the roster top to bottom from Seattle and Arizona, I think Arizona has a little bit more talent, doesn't have enough. But also the same question can be said about Arizona. I think one of the biggest flaws with them is who's running the football. Like Chase Edmonds is your feature back. I mean, that's a tough pill to swallow. But I think Collar could take a step forward. I think it's really going to come down to Kingsbury. But when you got DeAndre, you got AJ Green. Then they also got Andy Isabella as the third. I'm also missing somebody else too that they got as their fourth. And you know what I mean? And I think they got a decent tight end. Dave Arnold is a tight end. Rondo Moore. And then on the defensive side, you got JJ there now as well. And then you also got Isaiah Simmons, the kid out of Clemson from a couple of years ago, and Buda Baker in the back end. That's a secondary. You know what I mean? So they have something there. And then for me, 1 and 2 is man, flip a coin, bro. Like, I dare
pretty much,
but I will say this once again to lean into that argument what I just gave with Arizona and Seattle from top to bottom. If you take the coaching out of it, I feel like LA has a better roster from top to bottom, just slightly better. And if I'm going to take my drugs between Jimmy G and Matt Stafford, it'll take Jimmy G and Trey Lance, in my opinion, to be the quarterback that I think Matt Stafford could be.
This year. Matt Stafford's better right now, obviously. Matt Stafford's better than both of them. Absolutely.
And Mr. Wing said, I forgot they got Zaven Collins too.
Who looks like a beast, by the way.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go LA 1, maybe by 1 a game. It's going to be close. It is one of the, but I think every team in the division will have a winning record. I will say that. Whether it's 9-8, 10-7, I think every team in the division is going to be above 500.
They're so loaded. This division is so loaded. Mr. Wing says 49ers have no QB. It's funny because the one QB they did have went to the Super Bowl 2 years ago. So people want to hate on Jimmy G. They went to the Super Bowl with him. Just saying. Someone had asked a question about Don. He said, question, fellas, if the Rams don't live up to expectations, does Sean McVay get fired? No, I don't think so. I think Sean McVay has a long leash. So I wouldn't worry about Sean McVay getting fired. And you guys agree with that?
Yeah. He's not getting fired.
Yeah, I don't see him getting fired. He's too good. He's a great coach. All right, AFC. We've got about 10 minutes left, so I think we can do this. AFC East. Who we got? Anyone want to start? Go ahead.
I'll start. Bills 1,
mm-hmm.
Patriots 2, Dolphins 3, Jets 4.
Ooh, I agree. I'm with you. Go ahead, Jeff.
I agree.
Ooh, consensus. Look at that.
I think Mac Jones could be offensive rookie of the year. Watch.
Potential.
Could be. I think all 5 quarterbacks that were drafted this year have a shot, to be honest. Like, they all look pretty good so far. So AFC East, easy. I think we obviously all agree on that. Okay, AFC North. Now we got to take into account the new injuries on the Ravens sustained today. Nope. Oh boy! All right, so Jeff, AFC North.
Well, because of all the injuries, it kind of screwed things over a little bit. I'm gonna go with the Browns at 1. I did have the Ravens 2, but I might have to switch them to 3 just because Lamar Jackson has no running game whatsoever. So, and I understand they still have a little bit. They still have a decent defense, but I just don't have. I feel too much pressure and too much on the shoulders of Lamar Jackson is going to cost them in the end this season. So I have Steelers 2, Ravens 3, Bengals 4.
Pete.
So working my way up, Ravens 4 now. I think the Marcus Peters loss is bigger. Yeah. Marcus Peters loss is bigger. And they already didn't have a pass rush in the first place that was consistent. They already lost Matt Judon to the Patriots. And now you take Marcus Peters away and you don't have a running game and you got to force Lamar to throw it. Like, I don't see Lamar may not make it through the season. He might not make it through the season. So this is going to put extra stress on your defense. And I think every team in that division has a better overall offense with weapons outside of Lamar than Baltimore. So I'm going to go Cincinnati 3. It's going to take a while for Jamar Chase, who can't see the stripes on the ball. I don't even know why he said that shit. Don't even put oh God. We drafted the right receiver. I'll tell you that, guys. We drafted the right one out of those two. But then when you also take in T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd, Joe Mixon, they did a little bit on offensive line. This is Zach Taylor's third year coaching, I believe, and Joe Burrow coming back. I think they're going to be, and they're going to be just a little bit better. I like that there. Steelers 2, for obvious reasons, better defense. Offense is questionable. We'll see. There's going to be a lot of load on Najee Harris, but I mean, the most complete team in the division is the Cleveland Browns, and I'll leave it at that for right now.
Absolutely. I agree with that. I am Browns. Now I did have Steelers at 2. Now I have them at 3. So I got Browns, Steelers, Ravens, Bengals. All right. Okay. AFC South.
Oh
yeah. We talked about the NFC West being the best division. This might be the worst division.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, it's close with the NFC East.
The bottom of the division is probably really bad.
It's really bad. All right. I'll go first. I will say it. I've got the Colts winning the division. I do. I think the Titans are going to take a slight step back. I feel like the loss of Arthur Smith is going to hinder that offense a little bit, just enough for the Colts to overtake them. I think they just slightly take the division over the Titans. And then I got Jacksonville at 3, Houston at 4.
Okay. Jeff?
I had Tennessee 1. I would say nothing against Colts and Carson, but no T.Y. Hilton. So for who knows for how long. So I think that's going to limit Carson a little bit in that offense.
Loss. T.Y. Hilton has done nothing. I
know. But I just like Tennessee. The addition of Julio Jones, I just feel they're a little bit of a better football team. I have Colts 2, Jaguars 3, and then Texans 4.
I agree with that. I think Tennessee, Derrick Henry may take a step back, but the offense now is more complete. And I think A.J. Brown is going to he's going to emerge and find his true dominance and be in the top 2 or 3 for wide receiver overall in the league. And Julio's going to be Julio. He's going to see less targets, which means the targets that he does see and the plays that he does have on the field, it's less on his body. He's going to make them more meaningful. It's going to make them more meaningful. Derrick Henry being Derrick Henry. Defense is not the best, but it's solid. The Colts defense I like a lot. But we have to see what we get with Carson. And, like you said, no T.Y. So you have Michael Pittman Jr., Zach Pasquale.
Nelson's been banged up, too.
Yeah, and with Nelson being banged up. I like them this week, though, because Frank Reich, Eberflus, they just have time to prepare. If they had this much time to prepare, they'll come up with something. And Jonathan Taylor being the second best back in the division, it's one of those things, man. But I don't think it's going to be enough to overtake the Titans. I think the Titans could be playing late into January if things go their way. And obviously, Houston, we don't know who you even have. Do you even have a QB? That's jinx. That's who you need to ask who has a QB. They don't have a QB whatsoever.
Exactly.
They don't have a QB whatsoever.
Exactly.
So, and then Trevor Lawrence, I think they'll be enough to finish third. But when you got a first-time NFL head coach, first-time coaching in the NFL, period, and it's a head coaching gig, Urban Meyer and Trevor Lawrence, it's tough. It's tough.
Yeah. All right, and then we've got, last but not least, the AFC West. I'll lead it off. Obviously, the Kansas City Chiefs are going to win that division. But in second place, I think the LA Chargers are going to make a lot of noise this year. Mm-hmm. The LA Chargers are going to be one of the better teams in the league. I was wrong about Justin Herbert. I didn't think he was going to be good. He is special. And so I was wrong about him, and I am all in on the Chargers being one of the better teams in the league. I have a little bit of concern in regards to Austin Eckler. He wasn't practicing yesterday and today. Mm-hmm. I don't know if he can hold up or if he's done, but I do like their rookie running back, Larry Roundtree. I think he's solid enough where I think Eckler, if he can stay healthy, they could make a 1-2 punch. I know people are always, oh wait, Justin Jackson's a backup, and Josh Kelly. They're nothing special. Like they're nothing special running back. I think Roundtree, even though he's nothing special either, I think he's a better running back than both of them. So I think by season's end, he will be the RB2 behind Eckler over those two running backs. Again, a big thing with the Chargers is getting Derwin James back. When healthy, he is the best safety in the league. And I think he's going to wreak havoc this year. He's going to be nominee for the comeback player of the year. So I have high hopes for him. Chargers going to be really, really, really good. Then I've got Broncos at 3rd and the Raiders at 4th.
I have Raiders 3rd. I'm sorry, I'm not a big fan of Drew Lock and whoever the hell is going to be the Broncos' freaking quarterback.
I don't know. I think
I
with
like
the Broncos,
their defense, though. I like their defense and I like their weapons. So Teddy just has to be the game manager, not make mistakes, distribute the ball, run the ball, because they've got a good duo in Javonte Williams, who will be the starter by midseason, and Melvin Gordon. And again, their defense is really good. So that's why I think they're a safer pick for 3rd than the Raiders. But go ahead. I mean, I could be wrong, but go ahead.
So Kansas City, Chargers, Denver, and the Raiders. The Raiders have shown you they want to transition away from Derek Carr. They're just waiting for it to happen. Where, to me personally, Denver is starting the wrong quarterback. Teddy Bridgewater is a more stable quarterback, but with the weapons that you have with Judy, with Hamler, with Cortland Sutton, with Noah Fant, with Javonte Williams, with Melvin Gordon, Teddy's not going to push the ball down the field. You know what I mean? And Vic Fangio, with his defense wanting to keep them in games, that's where you kind of get that safety net quarterback. But they're not maximizing their offensive potential. And especially when you go against Kansas City, you're going to need to put up 20, 30 points. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Teddy Bridgewater is not going to give you that.
I think their mindset, though, is – because I see your point, but I think I can also understand with Teddy, what they want to do is they want to ball control because they have 2 good running backs. I mean, Javonte Williams is really, really good. 2 good running backs. You run the ball. You stick with the short to intermediate game with Jerry Jeudy, and Hamler's not just a deep threat. Hamler can be used as a runner, as a gadget guy out of the backfield. So Hamler can be used either way, whether it be the deep game or the short game. So I think that's the way they want to go. They want to use Hamler and use Jeudy, take some deep shots with Sutton, run the ball, and then you have that defense control the game. And then they think that's the way they're going to win games. Whether it works out or not, oh, shoot, Michelle Williams. And it's funny seeing Michelle Williams without Beyonce and without Kelly. But good for her. Good for her. Anyways, I do think that it could backfire on the Broncos. But even if it's not working out for the first few weeks of the season, they still have Drew Lock. They can make the switch. I wouldn't be surprised at all if they end up making a switch. So, who hasn't gone yet for the AFC West?
Oh, so I pretty much agree with you. Besides the whole Denver and the Raiders. Sorry,
Raiders, yeah.
a little bit out of it today. I've been up since 3:00 all week, so it's been a long week.
We're coming to the end of it. So
no, it's all good.
So we've gone through all the divisions.
Yep.
Now let's do our playoff seeding. Okay, playoff seeding because the game's about to start. So we're gonna wrap this up now. How do you see the NFC playoff seeding going?
NFC.
Go ahead.
I had Tampa, Packers. What was it? The Rams. The Washington football team, and then wildcard teams, I had Seattle, 49ers, and then the Vikings.
Oh, Vikings. Okay.
Sorry,
So
49ers, Seahawks, Vikings. I had 49ers second.
I have Tampa, Green Bay, so we agree with that. I had the Niners because I had them winning the West, but we pretty much had the West winner getting third. Washington football team. And then obviously the Rams, the Seahawks, and then I have the Panthers getting that last spot. I think they get the 7th spot over the Vikings.
Yeah, definitely.
Pete just stepped out real quick, so we're going to move on to the AFC seeding. I have the Chiefs at 1, Bills at 2, Browns at 3, Colts at 4, and then the wild card spots, I have the Chargers. I have – now I had the Ravens at 6, but I had to change that. I did have them at 6. I don't know who I'd have in their place, but then I had the Patriots making the playoffs at 7.
So, yeah, I agree with you. Pretty much the same seeding. Pretty much I had the Chiefs 1, Bills 2, 3, I have the Browns since the AFC North. South, I had the Titans since I had them win the division. And then the wild card teams, I have Steelers, Chargers, and who's my last team? I had the Ravens in there, but like you said, with them getting hurt, I had to change that on the fly. I will say,
it's tough. Dolphins, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah, I'll say the Patriots.
Patriots? Okay. Alrighty. Well, Pete's not back yet, but the game is starting. We will end our predictions there. Jeff, are you sticking around, or are you gonna head out?
I'm probably gonna head out. I have an early flight tomorrow to Atlanta, so I have to be up at like 3:30. My wife has to drive me to the airport for a 7 a.m. flight, so it's gonna be a long day. But Super Bowl prediction, I don't know if you're just getting to that later on. I do have a Super Bowl rematch between the Chiefs and the Bucks. I do have the Chiefs and Andy Reid coming out on top and picking up his second Super Bowl championship.
Nice. Awesome. All right, Jeff. Awesome. Have fun. Thanks. Safe flight. Be safe, man. And I'm assuming you're going down for the game, right?
Yeah, I'm going down for the game. I'm going down tomorrow, and then I'll be down there till Monday night. So my flight gets in like at 10 o'clock.
Enjoy. Make a lot of noise. Have fun. Be safe. I'll see you later, brother.
Later, fellas.
All right, Jeff. So now you're.
Look at that timing, boys.
Yeah, good timing. So we're right at the nick of time for the game. We got the Bucks here. So, fam, definitely if you want to give more of your predictions for the season, go ahead. But we are now going to do live reactions to the game, which has just started. The Bucks have the ball. Fournette changed his number to 7. I didn't know that.
Did it? Real quick before you get into that. Championship game predictions. Cleveland hosting Kansas City. Cleveland's in the Super Bowl.
Pete, we agree way too much because I had Cleveland too. Wait, I didn't have them hosting Kansas City, but I have Cleveland and Kansas City in the AFC Championship game.
Yes. And NFC, I'm gonna go back, man. It's either going to be a combination of these 3 teams: Rams, Packers, Bucks. I don't know how it's going to go down, but it's going to be a combination of one of the 2 of those 3 teams.
I have Packs and Bucks. And I have the Packers getting their revenge and winning that game, going to the Super Bowl. Yep.
All right. So I think first play was Leonard Fournette.
Yeah, and then they went Fournette again.
So real quick, we'll do a little bit different when we do these live reactions. I think this is the first one for us, me and you together.
Yeah.
Are we looking for things as far as the game? Or are we looking for things to see? Like I always equate this. I always like to tie it back to what we have with the Birds and just seeing like, okay, what is it about this team that we're watching now? How the Birds can be similar, or they don't have, or what they do need to be in this position?
Well, I mean, the Bucs came out and ran the ball twice. Mm-hmm. I think obviously the Birds have to make sure this year they lean on. Oh, just missed them. They lean on their running game more. I mean, the running game has to be an integral part, a complementary part of what they do. And so, like, how many times did we see it at the beginning of the game? And notice, I think that's Gio, right? Yeah, that's Gio. Mm-hmm. Gio's going to have an impact on this team. Like, Gio adds something that he didn't have last year, which was a receiving threat out of the backfield. I really like that addition. So I think that only, I mean, they're already obviously the Super Bowl champions. It's almost unfair that they upgraded because they got Gio. That's crazy. So, but yeah, the Eagles have to run the ball more. But no, look at that punt, 2-yard line. Look at that.
You watch on the TV. I'm watching on the stream. So if you're watching on TV, you may be a little bit ahead of me. They have me respect.
I'm actually, if you notice, I'm downstairs.
Yeah.
I'm not in the nursery today because no one else is home besides the fam, the wife and kid, but they're upstairs. So I got to be in the living room today so I could watch in front of the TV.
Nice.
Otherwise, I'd have to stream.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Let's see if there are any comments. No, but can y'all do Coach of the Year and Rookie of the Year? So Offensive Rookie of the Year, who did I have? I ever had it. If you want my if you want my full list of predictions, I did put them in article form, so they are on AGD's website. But did you do predictions for Rookie of the Year and Coach of the Year?
No.
All right. Do you want to do one?
I have some. I can definitely.
So for Offensive Rookie of the Year, I do have Devontae Smith, and it was a toss up to me between Devontae and Trey Lance, but I went with Devontae. Defensive Rookie of the Year, I have Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. Yeah, I think it's gonna be a stud in that Cleveland. I think that Cleveland defense is gonna be crazy. And then Coach of the Year, I have Matt Rule. Because I think the Panthers, like I said, they're going to be a surprise team. I have Matt Rule as Coach of the Year.
Okay. For me, Defensive Rookie of the Year, I'm going to say Micah Parsons. This is the biggest stage. Just the biggest stage. Was a top 5 player overall. Offensive Rookie of the Year, I'm going to have to give it – man. If he gets his shot, I'm going to go Justin Fields.
Good pick. Another good pick.
If he gets his shot, I'm gonna go Justin Fields.
Yeah, they have to stop with this Andy. I'm tired of this Andy.
Yeah, bro,
it's just freaking start Fields. Like Nagy, I don't get it. Nagy is on the hot seat. He knows it. Like, just start the kid. Like, why? What is this BS with having to start Andy Dalton? Just start Fields. Go. Yeah. Everyone knows that he's your only hope of keeping that job.
Yep.
Just freaking start him. It's so dumb. So dumb that they're starting Andy Dalton.
Coach of the Year, I'm going to say, because he already kind of has a name for himself, I'm going to go Brandon Staley out of Los Angeles, because it hinges on if Justin Herbert could take that next step and become into that elite quarterback category.
Yeah.
They'll be all right.
Yeah. I think that's another really good pick, too. Another really good is Brandon Staley.
So I just saw. I don't know where you're at. I just saw the 31 run by Zeke. Looks like he got the first down.
Yeah, he got loose. Oh, look at that. He looks so much slimmer. You see,
he is.
He looks so much. He looks so good now. So fit. So fit.
We'll see how he holds up. I got him playing him out that same game fantasy DFS. I got him. He's in the lineup. Him and Fournette is in the lineup, because I think it's going to be a lot of running the ball tonight.
Really, you think so?
Well, I mean, we saw the first play from Dallas, though. They came out with that nice little. I think
early on, maybe, but I think it's going to open up as the game goes on.
Okay. Jones. Stevie Jones says Jones Offensive Rookie of the Year. Yeah. Mac Jones. I can see it, man. It's definitely going to be a quarterback. When you draft 5 in the first round, it's definitely going to be a quarterback.
Yeah, one of them. I just didn't want to be chalk, so I went with the wide receiver. Plus, I want to have some hope for the Eagles. So I think Devontae has a shot. But yeah, I think chances are it's going to be one of the quarterbacks. So if I were to go one of the quarterbacks, I think it's going to be Lance.
Right. But I mean, so far so good with this game. Fam, keep your comments coming in. Any questions that you got about your teams from your respective areas, shoot them at us while we enjoy this live reaction tonight. 2021 NFL season kickoff. Don't like seeing the star, but
what I don't understand about like Lamb Not that I don't understand, but like it always like boggles my mind. He's like he has such a slim build,
Right.
but he plays so much stronger than that. In a way, it's kind of like Devontae Smith, where Smith is what 160 something, but Smith plays stronger than that. The same thing with Lamb. Like he looks so slim, but
Right.
he's not a frail guy. He's strong. Like his play strength is so impressive.
Yeah.
Oh, drop.
Yeah.
Just when I hype him up, he drops the ball. drops the ball.
I mean, the throw was a little short. I don't know what kind of field conditions it is right now, but he looked like he lost his footing. Definitely couldn't stay up. But he had separation. That's the key. So
Yeah.
you get separation like that, and it looks like they're definitely playing off of him a little bit.
How good is it now? I'm realizing it now that how awesome is it to have fans in the stands again? Like just to see
great.
that. It's awesome.
Ambient noise.
It's awesome. Let's see, 3rd and 10. False start.
All right, this is going to put him outside the field goal range.
How much farther behind are you?
I am where they're just now introduced. I didn't see the 3rd and 10 false start snap yet. I'm probably like a good 30 seconds behind.
You're way back there.
I don't know why. I'm looking right at from Xfinity's app. So
Are you using iPad or like a
Nah, I have two 32-inch curved monitors. I have so I have it on my other monitor, my other little mini TV.
The Xfinity thing is so weird. I think like their app, like if you use them on the mobile, on like iPad or like in your phone, it's ahead of their stream on the if you go on the website.
Right. So I'm on the website and I'm behind live TV.
A lot. Yeah. I've noticed that is if you go on the Xfinity website stream, it's really, really behind. Not as far as behind as even further behind than the mobile app one, which is so odd. I don't understand that. You'd think it'd be the other way around, but it's not.
Right.
So, yeah. Did you see it?
Yeah. I just saw the incomplete pass.
Yeah. Pressure right up the gut. At least, the Cowboys flipped field position though, so that was a successful.
Yeah, that very first play was nice.
Yeah.
What was that? A 20-yard gain?
Yeah. Okay. I will be right back. Hold on 1 second.
Okay.
Commercial.
Slim Mail, Defensive Rookie of the Year. What up, Brodo? So Brodo asked some other predictions. Biggest disappointment: Cardinals, Rookie of the Year Najee Harris, Defensive Rookie of the Year Surtain, Coach of the Year Vrabel. I can see those. I don't think the Cardinals. The only reason why I think the Cardinals will be a disappointment out there is because they're the division that they're in. It's hard to stand out in a crowd in that division. You know what I mean? And that we just don't see it. I don't know how they're going to protect consistently Kyler, and the defense has gotten improved. But I think the biggest Achilles heel with Arizona right now, and we can all agree. You can let me know your answers in the chat. Is I'm not sold on Cliff Kingsbury. You know what I mean? I'm not sold on Cliff Kingsbury at all, and I think that's their biggest Achilles heel right now. Biggest Achilles heel. Don in Miami, really? I'd love to hear you comment as to why. Do you think it's just solely because of Tua or just because of the hype that they got from coming in from last year? But we will see. We will see. Anybody else out there want to chime in with their Coach of the Year, Defensive Rookie of the Year, Offensive Rookie of the Year picks? I wish it was commercial. How much would it cost the NFL to have one sponsor do a commercial free? A commercial free game. That would be so lovely. So lovely. Charge the primary presenter sponsor $50 million for a game. for commercial free or limited commercials. These commercials are stupid.
Alrighty.
You ain't missed nothing but some dumb commercials, probably. And like the 15th Baker Mayfield progressive commercial. I posed it out there. I said, how hard would it be for the NFL to charge one sponsor, say anywhere between a ballpark $10 to $15 million to do? I actually said 50, which is absurd. They won't do that, but like $10 to $15 million to have a commercial-free game or limited commercial game.
Oh my God. I don't even know.
So yeah, Don. I don't mind the college players getting paid. I don't mind the college. See my sister in the background, fam. Bring me my iPad. Appreciate that. And she left a paper. I actually wouldn't mind them getting paid like that, to be honest with you guys. You know what I mean? So, because now the structure of how it's going to happen, I want to see how it's going to affect recruiting. You know what I mean?
That is true. That is true.
And exposure, because that's going to be the bigger key. That's definitely going to be the bigger key.
I get so frustrated with Aaron's love for Fournette over Rojo, because to me, Rojo is better than Fournette. Like,
I'm more complete back.
He's. I think Rojo. Like, if I were to like put it on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being like elite, I'd say Rojo is around like a 6.5. So he's like solid, whereas Fournette is like at a 5.5, where he's like average. Like, I think that Rojo is more dynamic, better vision, and just does more as a runner. I think the one thing that really hurt him last year were the fumbles, and he got hurt too. So when he fumbled, he really got into Arians' doghouse, which prevented him from running away with the job. And then Fournette did play really well in the playoffs. I'll give him that. Like,
yes,
playoff time came, and Fournette played really well. So I'll give him that. But I mean, overall, I just think Rojo is a better running back than Fournette. So I don't know why they get like such even touches. But I mean, that's Arians. Arians has always been a little confusing when it comes to running backs. His running back. So
Old Faithful over the middle, man.
Where do you see this? Where do you see this? Once you do, let me know, because I have a question for you.
Was it the completion or no?
Yeah, you'll see.
Okay.
Not the one to Gronk.
All right, the next one. Oh Lord, we're going deep.
You saw it? You got it?
AB?
Yeah. So what do you think the chances are that AB is the number one wide receiver on this team this year?
I think they're good.
Like, I forget who said it. Who had said it? I think one of the coaches was Aaron's. He said AB looks right now like he did 5 years ago. I don't know if that's coach speak, but if it's true and he's got a good rapport down with Brady, that is scary.
Bro, like, think about this offense right now, right? This the wide receiver core. This is the best wide receiver core he's ever been on.
Absolutely.
When you look at tight end, his 1, 2, 3, him, Godwin,
and
Evans.
That's saying a lot because he had that year with Moss and Welker, and I get it. But even though Moss is better than any one of those receivers, like as a whole, this unit from top to bottom is better than what they had with Moss, Welker, and whomever. Because Moss and Welker were the 1-2, but then that was like it. But they've got 3 deep, and I could argue their 4th wide receiver, Tyler Johnson, he's a solid young wide receiver. He doesn't get
And
much people don't know his name much, but I liked him last year coming out of Minnesota. He is, I think, a solid slot receiver. So if he needs to play slot in a pinch, I think he could do well. I think last year he had to, and I think he had a couple of solid performances when he was pushed in for playing time.
Right.
So I could make an argument that they're four, like wide receivers 1 of 4 are the best. That's the best unit in the league. Absolutely.
Now they also got Scotty Miller too.
Yes.
Nothing to write home about.
Who's made plays for them. So yeah,
Yes.
like their wide receiver group is they're knocking on the door right here. Touchdown.
So I'm switching over to my iPad stream. Still first and goal for me.
Brodo said Scotty Miller would be a number 3 on the Eagles. He's like number 5 or 6 on the Bucks. It's so true.
Why are you why are you busting up our vibes, Brodo? Sheesh.
This is scary. This is why, like, I didn't say who my prediction for MVP was this year, but I had Tom Brady as my MVP pick, or I have Tom Brady, because a year where they're bringing back everyone, so their chemistry and rapport is even better than it was last year.
Right.
I don't see how you can't pick him. Like, I think that obviously Patrick Mahomes is the better quarterback.
Right.
Goes without saying. But if you're talking about the best, the most impactful, well, okay, the MVP is a QB award. So if you're talking about the quarterback on the best team in the league, I think the Bucs are going to have the best record in the league because I don't think there's many teams that can stop them this season.
Right.
And the quarterback is obviously going to be Tom Brady. So I see Tom Brady bringing MVP this year. I don't know how you can't not pick him.
Oh, look at that, Brodo. Brodo with the comment against Godwin. Listen, sir. You invited me.
Pete has an fantasy that I'm going against him this week.
Yeah, he got 9.5 points in less than a quarter.
Oh my god.
So
let's hope it's only the first of many tonight.
So you did you want any Buccaneers players on your fantasy teams and just didn't have the opportunity?
Yeah, I was trying to get, I would have loved to been able to get Chris Godwin or maybe AB late. It never worked out. I'm actually right now in my one league. I'm trying to trade for AB. Obviously, I have to wait till next week now, but I'm trying to do a trade and then kind of like get AB like for cheap, because I do think AB is a high upside guy that you can get late, or you could have. I know no one's drafting anymore, but you could have gotten AB late in your draft or cheap in your auction draft,
right?
And he could be like a high wide receiver too.
Like, I think he went for $1 in one of my drafts in the auction draft.
See, he's being overlooked.
Yeah,
but I think it's very possible he becomes a wide receiver too in fantasy. So yeah, I was trying to get him. Like, I stayed away from the backfield because again, this time split with Rojo and Fournette, and now Bernard's in there. I'm not touching a Buccaneers running back.
Right.
But yeah, I would have loved Godwin and I would have loved AB. So
yeah, and that's the thing with Mike Evans. Like, you saw him go to him early, but like when we talk about fantasy, we talk about those money touches. Like Evans, if it's not a 40, 30 plus yard touchdown, he's not getting those money touches in the red zone like AB and Godwin's going to get. For whatever reason, I just think he draws too much attention.
Yeah. That shot right before they went back to the field, that shot of the harbor, I was there a couple years ago. I went to because Mary's brother and his wife and stuff, they live near Tampa, so we went to visit them a couple years ago, and they brought us to like that harbor place, and it's nice, man. Like that harbor in Tampa Bay is nice. It's a nice spot.
That's right, Don. Drop on the number 2. I don't know what Ralphie was doing on Monday night when we drafted. No idea. No clue.
Like I was telling you, and I'll tell the fam now. Next year, I really want to try to get an auction draft going.
Yes, sir.
So it would be awesome if we could do an auction draft live on one of the shows.
Ooh.
I don't know if I can get enough people to do it. Plus, we would need an auctioneer. So I don't know how possible it would be. But, like for me, and you know this, I am very, very picky with fantasy now in terms of the rules and the settings and stuff that I do. Like, I don't have fun if I don't have it a certain way. And one of my things is I just can't do snake draft unless if it's a dynasty startup draft. I can't do snake draft. I just can't. I don't have fun with it. So I only do auction drafts. So I really would like to do like an auction draft. I know that Greg is big on auction drafts too. I know you are, but anyone else in A2D, I don't think anyone else is really.
Well, Daly says based on his comment, he would definitely be down.
Who?
Daly.
Where's he?
The A2D1 Daily, that was all Ryan's idea. So you gotta holler at the young.
Yeah, I didn't. I had nothing to
boys
do with that daily. I had nothing to do with organizing that. If I'm organizing a fantasy league, it's not going to be a snake draft. I can tell you that much. So it wasn't my idea.
No.
But
I think snake drafts work for like real quick, but auction drafts.
That's where you have to.
Strategy, man.
Strategy. I wish you were on the fantasy football special a couple weeks ago with me and Jeff, and because I was making that case. Like, if you're a casual player, then snake draft is for you. But if you really believe that you are good at fantasy and you want to challenge and you want to show your skills and your knowledge, auction draft is the way to go.
Yep.
So Daly, next year, if you want in, also see he says auction draft, hell no. See, so Daly, you're scared. You're pretty much you're scared because you're scared of a challenge, right? So
you said you scared.
Someone's scared. Love you, Daly. I hope everything's good down in for the fan that didn't know, Daly did move down to was it North Carolina or South Carolina?
No, North Carolina, right outside of Raleigh, I believe.
Yeah, and so he moved down there. So I hope everything's good. Your new place, your new digs. Hope you're doing well. I love you. So, which is season.
Cowboys moving the ball now, man. This seems like that everybody's loosening up a little bit.
Look at that grab. Look at the grab by Gallup coming up.
Gallup, how did he keep his feet in?
Yeah, I'm telling you, Gallup is underrated. Gallup is
is this his last year of his deal?
Huh?
Is this the last year of his deal?
I don't remember. He got drafted in 18. So 18, 19, 20. Yes.
But he wasn't a first round pick.
Last year of his deal.
Yeah.
Second round pick. So it is the last year of his deal. How many years does Amari Cooper have left? A lot more, right? Because that was a big contract.
Let's look it up. Give me 1 second. We will look it up. Doing research right now for the fan live. Amari Cooper he signed a 5-year, $100 million deal last year.
Was that the play design? Someone's hurt. Is that the play design or was that busted? No, that was the play design. He got him.
It's a nice pass.
It's a good play design. Fake screen to Lamb.
So Amari is signed through 2024.
Okay, so he's got a long while. So he's staying there. So I'm pretty sure Gallup is going to be gone next year. I will say
Gallup,
it now.
he's a UFA next year.
Huh?
He's the UFA next year, 2022.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He'll be gone. They don't have the
Is that
money.
Winfield? No, that's not Winfield.
No, that's the corner that got beat. Bunting.
Oh yeah.
I'll say it now. If we need a wide receiver next year and we have the money, I'd be down for bringing Gallup. Gallup is a good wide receiver. He is really good. What is this commercial? Lamb talk.
Halo.
This is Microsoft?
Yeah,
Microsoft
Halo.
commercial, yeah. By the way, did you see? Yeah, you did. You saw the Matrix trailer. The Matrix
I haven't watched
trailer?
it yet. Somebody
You
else.
didn't watch it yet?
No.
Fam, comment.
I watched the Batman trailer, the Batman teaser trailer.
Did you watch the Matrix trailer? Comment in and let me know, because your boy here, I am such a huge fan of that trilogy. Like I wish I could find more people that are a big fan of the trilogy than me, because I could talk about that film for so long, because there are so many like biblical and philosophical references in that movie. And like I was cautiously excited about it when I first heard, but seeing the trailers, like seeing the website and then seeing the trailer today, I am so hyped.
Did they have a release date?
Hyped. What?
Release date?
This Christmas, 23rd.
Okay.
Before Christmas, but yeah. No, 22nd. December 22nd. And it's gonna be theaters and HBO Max. So I'm able to see it when it comes out because I have Max.
Because you're waiting until Gray can go before you go back to the movies, right?
Yeah, we have to. Yeah, we have no choice.
Yeah.
Yeah, or until like he can start eating on his own, and he doesn't have to. We don't have to breastfeed him anymore, because that's the only way. He's not eating yet, so no one can really
Watch
him. So yeah, so I can't. It sucks because I can't see Shang-Chi yet. We have to wait till.
I haven't gone yet. I wanted to go this week at some point, but I haven't gone yet.
Yeah, Don says he watched it. It was nuts. Jake says I can't wait.
I heard it was really good.
It looks crazy, and I'm so happy that the one Wachowski, Wachowski sister, but she's still directing, because
Wasn't she the sister from the original Brothers, right?
yes, well, she's the brothers transitioned. Both brothers transitioned from male to female, so now they're
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
I thought it was just one of them, but apparently it's both of them that did. But the one Wachowski sibling is just directing it now. But like it still makes me happy, because like I hate when they do sequels for movies and it's a different director, because the whole vision, tone, everything changes when you go from director to director. So I'm glad that like there's still continuity with the sequel, because it's using the same director. I'd be a lot more skeptical if they had a different director other than was it Lana Wachowski? So
Yeah, Lana, and then the other one's name is Lily, who used to be formerly known as Andrew.
Don says the Matrix and Spider-Man movie come out at the same time. Does the Spider-Man come out at the same time too? Did the same release?
I think so.
I didn't know that. That'd be crazy. I won't be able to see the Spider-Man movie, obviously, because that's going to come out only in theaters. So, oh, thank you, Daly. Thank you so much. Says happy birthday to Grayson. Yeah, man, kid is 1 year. Can't believe time.
Is he walking yet?
Yo, he's one, man. August 30th was his birthday. 1 year old.
Is he like running around and stuff yet, or no?
No, he's not standing it, but he's active. He'll be standing in no time. Any day now, he'll be standing on his own.
No, I didn't watch Candyman, not the new one. It's hard for me to watch Candyman and not be at Tony Todd, so that's difficult.
Yeah, I didn't see Candyman. The guy in Candyman is in The Matrix. I forget his name.
He was also Black Manta and Aquaman.
Yep. Yeah, that's him. Yep. Thank you, Don. Appreciate it. Thank you.
What's his birthday? It was August 30th, right?
August 30th, yeah. Boom. There's AB again, yo. Yo, AB's gonna be the number one wide receiver. Oh my God, he's gonna get.
I'm 10 points out of first place in the contest on FanDuel right now.
Oh, there's a flag. I think it's against Cowboys.
How old is AB now?
Let's see. I'm gonna look it up. It's got to be mid-30s. He is 33. 33. So he's old, but he's not ancient.
He signed. He's a free agent next year, but he's not going nowhere, bro.
I don't think he's going anywhere.
So his incentives this year, just to let you know, 50 receptions, $333,000, $333. Same thing for 70. Same thing for 600 reception yards, 800 reception yards. Same thing for 5 touchdowns and 7 touchdowns. Those are the yearly incentives for his deal right now.
Ah.
He has a potential to make up to 3.5. His base is 1.1.
I wonder if he has a huge year.
Mm.
I wonder how big of a contract he could get next year if they choose to resign him.
I think this year they're going to have to make a decision. If him and Godwin both perform, Godwin's on the franchise tag.
I think they let Godwin go. I think Godwin would go. I think they can get AB on a reasonable deal and short-term deal. I think if AB resigns, it would be like a 1 or 2 year deal at most. And I think Godwin would look for a huge deal elsewhere. I think obviously they tagged him because they want everyone back, but I think Godwin will go elsewhere next year.
Did we just see Micah Parsons with that pass breakup, though?
Yeah, we did. It is weird because the Cowboys do have a lot of defensive players with single digit or like the numbers on the team in the teens, which is not what you see often.
Right.
But like I don't know. How do you feel about the new jersey rules? Because
it does mess you up, bro. Especially like the linemen.
I like them. I think it's going to take. Obviously, it's going to take getting used to, but I think it's cool. Like I think it looks pretty dope. Again, any change you're going to have like that is going to take getting used to, so it's going to be weird at first. But I mean, I've never been one to really get mad at change like that. Like I think it's just, adjustment period is an adjustment period. I like it. I think it's dope. I wanted Sanders to change his number to 4, but he didn't. He didn't. I like like a lot of people were trashing on Gainwell being number 14. I think it's dope.
Why?
I like it. I don't know. People didn't like it. I'm like, I think it's cool.
Name me another Eagles fans. Name me another relevant 14.
I can't think of one. I don't know any.
At all.
Yeah. I think people are just because you know how people are. If something changes and looks weird, they don't like the adjustment period. They don't like. Do you remember how often like Facebook would change their layout and people were like, "Oh, I don't like the new Facebook layout," or Twitter would change their layout. I don't like the new Twitter. Like, it's just an adjustment. Adjust and you get used to it. And you won't be complaining 2 weeks from now. So
right.
it's just a matter of getting used to it. That's all.
What is this?
I think this game is going to end up being like in the 30. Like both teams are going to score 30-plus points.
It was weird. Like the first possession stall, and then we see them both scoring each other right away. So the adjustments are being made pretty quickly. So let's see what we get now coming out of the timeout when we look at Dallas and getting the ball back after scoring a touchdown.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can move it a little bit.
Let's see if Tampa can pin them back again deep in their end zone. I mean, they're aside from the first drive for the Bucs. I mean, it's the first drive of the first game of the season, so I'm not gonna hold it against them. But like the offenses are moving pretty well. Like what I mean? Like they're getting first downs. Their offenses, I'd say, look good. And it's week 1.
Tampa's in a really nice city. My boy moved there from up here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is. I like it. Oh, I do like it a lot. It's a nice city. I don't know how many other cities you've been into, like major cities, but like I love Philly. I'll always love Philly. I don't know if I'll ever be able to leave Philly, or at least this area, Philly, South Jersey area. But like, there are some really nice cities out there that are just they're clean. Like Philly has its nice parts, but like there's a good part of Philly that's pretty like run down and busted. Mm-hmm. Tampa's a nice, clean ass city, yo. Like it's nice to be like it's the type of city where you can go and like walk around and just have a nice, relaxing time.
Right.
So like I really like Tampa. I love San Francisco. I don't know if you've ever been to San Francisco. San Francisco.
Never been to San Fran. I heard it's expensive, but I heard it's like also like certain in the city. Heard it's really clean and really nice.
Yeah, and then the actual bay where all the piers are, it's so nice. I want to go back. I visited. I have a cousin out there that lives about like up to I think close to an hour outside of the city. So we visited her, and then we spent some time in San Fran, and it's such a nice ass city. I love it. If I were to move anywhere, if I had to move, I've always said, if I move out of this area, it would be to Cali, and it would probably San Fran would probably be one of my strong considerations.
It's just expensive, brother.
It is expensive. It is very expensive. I understand that. Definitely get it. Don says, "Is Mike Evans even playing?" I know, like he's not getting looks, but like
at all.
I think he's gonna be the third wide receiver in the pecking order.
Yeah.
Matt Walsh says Cowboys D still stinks. Patrick Taylor says go Cowboys. Bryce Blackwell says San Fran is cool. Bryce, how many times have you been there? Have you been there like more than one? I've only been there like one time. But yeah, and I love, man, the seafood there is so good. It's so good.
Matthew brings up San Diego. I mean, you wouldn't have to go far for Comic-Con.
San Diego, we really want to go to. I've never had the pleasure of going, but I've heard San Diego is really nice too. I have friends that have always said like I'm a Cali guy. Like my personality and my style is just I'm a California guy that is just living in the East Coast. But like my heart's here. Like that's why I don't think I could ever leave here. But I totally understand because I love the Cali weather. With me being a former dancer, the dance community, dance scene over there is just a lot bigger.
Yes.
And I love the food there. There are huge Asian communities in the LA and San Fran area. So it's
Is what is going on with Zeke?
I don't know. Pollard's in there right now a lot.
He's been in there for the first 3 downs this series.
Maybe they're trying to just give Pollard a lot more reps. I don't think they're going to be the same type of offense we've known them to be years ago. I think the Cowboys are now they're running their offense through Dak. I don't think they're going to be a run first team, and I think that's the right idea. I think that you have. We talked about the Buccaneers having the best wide receiver core in the league.
Right.
I think the Cowboys are right there with them. I think the Cowboys are right behind them. And you have to spread it out. Dak has progressed to be one of the best quarterbacks in the league.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you have a great 1-2 punch in Zeke and Pollard. But with Zeke, I think the priority, if you're a Cowboys fan, the priority should be preserving him for playoff time so that when you need to pound the ball with him, he's fresh. So I think it would be smart. I think that's what they're doing, but I think it's smart that they're transitioning from an offense that runs through Zeke as a run-first team to a team that is more of a pass-first team and running through Dak.
Okay.
Ooh. Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
We had a question. Don asked us what's Philly's like.
So
I mean, it's hard to explain for me, man.
So Philly, I think Philly, when you get into the heart of the city, because I spent a lot of time in like Center City and Chinatown. That's my main areas, and South Philly. I don't spend a lot of time in the Heights or out in West Philly or God, what's the place west of the Schuylkill, where the college is, what do they call it? I'm really mad.
You're talking about like Center City and shit.
So whatever
You're talking about like Old City, right?
No. Old City's near
South Philly.
So I'm talking about like west of the Schuylkill, like across.
You're talking about like where Drexel is, Penn is.
Yeah, like where Drexel is. I forget what they call it. Why can't I can't remember. But like I don't spend too much time in that area. But like Philly is I'd say it's a city that has a lot of character and very artsy. Like there's a lot of it's known for its arts a lot. Like a lot of great museums, a lot of history too. Like if you're big into history, Philly is one of the best cities for history. It has a lot of character. There's a lot of different parts of Philly that are different and vary. So like if you're into like the big city, a lot of food, stuff like that, you're going to go to Center City, you're going to go to Old City, stuff like that. But like there are so many different parts of Philly, but then like at the same time, there are more of the rundown and like I don't know what the word is, but like the more I don't know what word I'm trying to get, but like there are parts of it that aren't as.
You're talking about Roxborough. You're talking about Roxborough, man.
Toward Ken. I mean, Fishtown has been on the up and up. I know Fishtown used to be like really really bad, but I think there's been a lot of gentrification, and so like it's on the up and up now. So like, but there are parts of the city that are not really that appealing that you should be avoiding.
Right.
I'll say that. Yeah, Matt Walsh says like Roxborough, Manayunk is one of the best neighborhoods in the city. Yeah. So it's a. I love Philly. Philly is a great city in itself. You just have to know where you're going in terms of like what are you looking for. You have to know what you're looking for and just
especially if you want to live there.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly. And like there's a lot. There's so much. It's so big. It's the fourth largest city in the country. So like there's so many different parts of it that like if you don't go to the right part, you're not gonna enjoy what you're looking for. So Late Mo says talent in San Diego is top tier. I bet it is. Tom says football is back. Stevie John says Philly is like any East Coast city. If you're from there and know where to go, it's great. If not, it sucks. That's an understandable way to put it. I've been to Boston. Have you been to Boston?
No, never been to Boston.
I've been to Boston once. It's also like it's very similar. It's a big city. I wish I had more time to spend. Like, I wish I spent more time there. I do like Philly. I feel like there's more to do in Philly than there is in Boston.
Okay.
But Boston is another really good city.
I mean, Vegas has its place. I've seen a couple of people say Vegas.
Uh-huh.
Vegas is. I wouldn't want to live there at all. I mean, I don't even. I wouldn't want to live in LA. Been there too. I got family there. But there's so many. Like when we talk about so many suburbs to LA, and the traffic isn't as bad if you plan out when you're leaving, how you're going to go. It's not as bad as people say. I'm trying to think. Like I probably would rock with Seattle for a bit, even Portland for a bit. I wouldn't like the weather, but just the grittiness of the city itself. Just the tone of the city, especially in Seattle. I actually have a cousin who lives like literally probably 30 minutes away from where the 49ers play at.
Oh, nice.
So,
nice.
Yeah,
Santa Clara?
Right out of Santa Clara. He runs he's like a VP of the railroad. So like he runs all the railroads from like Sacramento up through to the Canadian border.
Okay.
He's in charge of all that. So but I'm trying to think of like Midwest cities. Like I mean, probably I wouldn't mind living in Aspen for a bit in Colorado.
Really? Colorado?
Yeah. I mean, it's there, maybe a little bit of Denver, Colorado Springs. My boy actually just came back from Denver. He said it's really just like it's like Cherry Hill, Philly area. There's really you got to go outside. It's so much a problem. But Chicago, I don't know, man. It's just with Chicago, you better know where you going. Know where you going to Chicago, but and it's kind of the same thing in LA too. When you go to LA, you got to know what colors you're wearing, all that. You know what I mean? Can't wear certain hats. It's too many rules.
Yeah.
Do they call that the helmet? The helmet?
They called taunting, and then they called Percival, I think, helmet to helmet. So the penalty is offset.
They call taunting
these taunting on I think who is it? Copa? No, is that Jensen? Yeah.
66?
Yeah. Jensen.
And then Don. Listen. I don't think I'm ever gonna step foot in Michigan, brother. Nope. There's nothing in Michigan unless I'm going to Dodge, Ford, and I'm picking up like a custom truck that I can only get from there. Not doing it. Not doing it. Listen. It's bad. Like I like because now we got Detroit in here. We got Don. What's up with this sauce on top of the pizza, man? With Detroit style pizza, like what's going on? What's going on? Like and outside of Pizza Hut, out here, I don't know. There's another place we can get. Like, could you imagine going in somewhere like your local pizza spot? Be like, listen, I want you to put the sauce on top of it.
Ooh.
You know what I mean?
Parsons got turned around on that. He looked lost in coverage.
That's understandable.
Rookie.
He don't know where he was going. But he knew he messed up because somebody was behind him.
Godwin is having a game. Godwin is having a game. He had more of a down year last season. I think he was hurt too. So I think that played a part.
I think it's adjusting to Brady, AB coming in.
I've always loved Chris Godwin ever since coming out. Like he is, I always thought he was like a star in the making.
It's amazing how many of the Penn State players they had. Saquon, Godwin. You know what I mean? Had all these this talent on there, and they just couldn't get it done.
I know. But Penn State used to be like not a lot of stars came out, like NFL stars came out from Penn State, but now that trend has like been broken. Like because you have like I remember when Saquon was coming out in the draft, people were like, "Oh, he's a Penn State running back. They never work out." Like,
right?
What? And then now like Sanders the year after, Godwin obviously, and so like they're starting to chew out more talent, more NFL talent. Gronk. That could have gone to Godwin too. If Gronk wasn't there, technically, I think Godwin could have caught that too.
Yes.
Godwin could have, because he had inside leverage. Godwin could have caught that pass as well. John Adcock says, biting my tongue on the Micah Parsons pick right now. Taylor says Parsons looks kind of lost, maybe just too hyped up. He's a rookie. I'm not gonna week 1 going against the defending Super Bowl champs.
Yes.
You're gonna expect him to be lost on some plays. I wouldn't be worried. I mean, as an Eagles fan, I'd love if he struggled.
Right.
But as a football guy, like, I'm not worried one bit. He's going to have his growing pains as a rookie. Everyone does, but he's got too much talent. He's going to be good.
So I want to backtrack real quick about Michigan. Don, that's the only reason I would go to Michigan if I was going to school there. That's it. That's the only reason I would go to Michigan.
I think Ralphie's over in Michigan right now.
He's going to the Michigan State game.
Michigan State, yeah.
I mean, it's Ralphie, though. He can't even pick the right Michigan team to root for.
It's just for Michigan State.
Yeah, like.
Taylor says, I can't talk too much. I'd definitely be shitting my pants playing Brady first game.
Exactly. I was just going to say that outside of this being a rookie, trying to catch up to the game speed, but you're also going against Brady, who can just look you off and make you go the slightest way, and that's like a 4 foot wide window to Brady. You know what I mean?
Those it's got to be like, I'm thinking about it. When you're a rookie on defense, how scary must it be to go against someone like Brady or someone like Peyton Manning back in the day, in terms of a quarterback that was so cerebral, that is so smart. You know what I mean? Aaron Rodgers too.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, like, I get it. Like, you know, Patrick Mahomes, obviously that's scary as crap and everything. But like the cerebral quarterbacks like Brady and Manning and Rodgers now, and Tony Romo even. Tony Romo was really, really smart when he played. And it's showing now as he's an analyst. But like, because those quarterbacks, they're always a step ahead of you. Like that,
yep.
You are never right because they make sure you're never right. So that's got to be,
and they know where you're going before you get there.
Yep, it's got to be so difficult.
I mean, playing defense against a Brady or a Manning, you really have to think about it like hitting 250 in baseball. Like one out of every 4 times you're at bat, you're going to get a hit. You know what I mean? The other 3 times you're going to swing and miss. You know what I mean? So it's just one of those things.
Yeah.
Imagine,
imagine going against LeBron in high school.
I'd have elbowed that bitch in his throat, straight up with that.
I would have tried to elbow him. I would have reached his leg. That's how. If I tried to play basketball against LeBron, freaking 6 foot. What in high school he was 6'7".
Right, and he played football, but in football you can get blindsided. So even if a dude is smaller than you, if you don't see him coming, and he's coming downhill, it's going to hurt. That size on a football field it doesn't go as far as it does on the basketball court. They running these little 5-step drops. They finding holes in that zone, man.
Yeah.
Definitely finding holes in that zone.
Lamb sure is looking like the number 1 receiver so far, though.
Yeah. He had those 2 bad drops, but
yeah, I think the drops is always going to be part of him, but like he makes too many good plays to where the drops are like you can live with the drops. I think, pass interference on Tampa.
Yeah, he never even turned around.
It's not about not turning around. It's about making contact and not turning around.
It's a Carlton Davis.
That's the thing. Like, people think that you can't. What do you call it? Face guard. face guard. You can face guard, but you can't make contact. Like you can run them and not turn around, but as long as you're not making contact, you're good. But as soon as you make contact and if you're not turned around, they're going to call a flag. That's the difference.
Yeah, and tie goes to the offense right there because they're both holding each other.
Yep. Yeah, Taylor Bauer says CeeDee Lamb is definitely emerging as Dallas number one wideout. Telling you like that, that's not news to me. I have paid zero attention to Dallas news at a camp aside from like injury stuff with Dak. But he didn't get both feet down. He did. Sorry, right foot did graze. But I could have told you that Lamb was going to be their first their top wide receiver this year. He's so good.
Yeah. Rob says, "What do we think about this new taunting rule? I can't stand it. Like taking too much away from the game.
It is. It's so dumb. It's so dumb. Like I would have understood if they wanted to flag excessive taunting. Like they want to make sure players don't go over the top. But like if you're gonna do a little taunting here and there and you're gonna get flagged for it, that's so incredibly dumb.
Yes. I concur. Definitely concur.
Yep. Taylor says CeeDee Lamb is the one that hurts to see in Dallas. Yeah.
Because if they didn't take him, he was falling to us, bro.
Yeah, he was.
If they didn't take him, he was falling to us.
I know. He was. I got my hopes up too much. I was like, once he started falling a little bit, I'm like, oh my God, we can get him. Because I was wrong. I didn't expect the Cowboys to take him. I thought they would have.
It was a luxury pick.
But yeah, they went with the best talent available, and I didn't expect that. So when they picked him, I was like, I can't believe it. Like I started to really believe he was going to fall to us.
And that's like last year in that draft, in the 2020 draft, it was really they were looking for D end help. They were looking for defensive line help. And this wasn't there. That wasn't a strong position last year.
I thought they would have taken I forget who the one guy was available.
The 3-name guy out of LSU.
God, yeah, that's who I had mocked to them, and I thought they were going to take, but they took Lamb. And the downside, the impact of that is that them taking Lamb, they still, as you can see, have issues on defense. So, I guess people can make the argument that, hey, they shouldn't have taken a luxury pick in Lamb because they need help on defense. Right. And I get it. But realistically, in the draft, you take the best player available. And so at that point, Lamb was the best player available. So I can't knock them for taking the best player available. So, the consequence is that they haven't been able to fix their defense yet. But I'm going to always take the best player available. They could have fixed their defense if they picked better prospects. Again, I'm not a Trayvon Diggs fan, and I'm not a Kelvin Joseph guy. So if they had picked other corners, then they could have potentially picked fixed their defense. If they had picked better pass rushers in the draft, in the other rounds, and their defense will be better. But they haven't been able to.
So Don asked us.
He says Kayvon Jason. Yes, that's who I was talking about.
Kayvon Jason. He asked us who our favorite Eagles player of all time is. We already know who. You can go ahead and tell the people.
Wait. Favorite Eagles player of all time? Really? Is that really a question? I named my son Grayson Westbrook. So that should.
So if you don't know, if you could put two and two together, it's Brian Westbrook for Chucks. I am a Dawkins fan. I'm a B-Dawk fan, not for so much everything he did on the field, but the man he is off the field as well. Inspirational. To be able to fire you up without using any expletives takes talent, and he gave you everything he had, whether it was good or bad, because trust me, he had some bad. He had some bad that he can wear on his head.
Yep.
08 NFC Championship game, I would always go. That was not one of his best games at all.
It was not, yeah.
But they gave you everything you had. That's mine. That's the only Eagles jersey I got too. Is a Dawkins jersey. That's it. I refuse. Hey, fam, let me know. Like, are you all comfortable with rocking players jerseys that are younger than you? Like, does that rub you the wrong way? Because it kind of. I feel like when you're getting my money, like, you know what I mean, you have to earn that. Like, in this being the number one pick or this, that, the third, this doesn't get you that. I mean, imagine if you brought a Simmons jersey right now if you were a Sixers fan. Like, how do you feel now?
I never had an issue with it. Obviously, I have a Miles Sanders jersey.
Right.
I personally don't have an issue with it, but I completely understand where you're coming from. I'm not gonna knock it. We've had this conversation on the show before with Chrome. Mm-hmm. I think, though, because there are a contingent of football fans or football people that think wearing jerseys in general is dumb and childish.
That's true.
I don't agree with that whatsoever. I always thought that was a silly criticism to have, because like I can understand if you're knocking people that wear sports jerseys just every day for, in like for everyday use out and about. I can understand that a little bit. Like, okay, I get it. Like, it's a weird thing to just wear out randomly. But I think having a jersey is one of the best ways of showing fandom on like a game day, or like, like I can't, like, it's game day, it's the playoffs. I'm going to wear a jersey. I think that's an amazing thing to do. Oh, you had that pick. You got to intercept that.
So Don then follows up. He says, I would rock a Cade Cunningham jersey. And real quick, Chucks, I would tell you why I would not. Not because of his skill, but anybody who could sit there in the face and tell me that LeBron James is the greatest basketball player of all time, and then says, I quote, yeah, MJ, I saw his tapes and he was cool, but I'm going to have to rock with LeBron. I can't. No, never. Nope. It's over with at that point. That conversation stop. That's it. Never will get. Nope. Making me mad even now. Like, I can't. He missed it. He's my kicker too. One of my leagues. Oh my God. He shanked the shit. He shanked the shit out of that.
Ooh,
lace is out and everything.
Hold on.
Is there a flag?
No, watch the commercial.
Oh. Hold up. I'm going on mute. So what is Neil Patrick Harris the new Oracle? Is that who? What's going on?
I don't
there?
know. We don't know. I think NPH is a program in the Matrix, but we don't know. There's a lot of questions after the trailer. A lot of questions.
So that comes out a couple days before Spider-Man: No Way Home.
Yeah.
I'm gonna find out right now.
But a few things I wanted to say. You touched on he's one of your characters in your league. Why are you playing in the league with kickers?
Hey man, it's just the commissioner is the commissioner. His name is John. His name is
Guys,
John McClain, so he really
if
does think he's
you
Bruce
are
Willis.
in a league and you're the commissioner, do yourself a favor, do your league members a favor, and do not have kickers in your league. Thank you very much. Taylor does say here, he says, I'm thinking we were right about Ramondre Stevenson. Taylor, Stevenson is going to be the starter by season's end. Telling you, Taylor. You and me. I think you were high on Stevenson too. Our boy is going to be the starter in New England by season's end.
He's got a roster spot on a couple of my teams. Just chilling.
Yeah, that's chilling. Just wait. Jake says, I will never understand how kickers miss those gimme field goals. Well, Jake, can you make a field goal?
Oh shit. Shots fired.
Just kidding. I'm just kidding. Red Sand says, what's good, fellas? Jumping on minus that field goal. Cowgirls playing pretty well. Their offense is playing pretty well.
Yeah. Which is shocking against this defense.
Yeah.
But that's what they're supposed to do, right? If the expectations coming into the season for the Cowboys were what side of the ball would be you would expect to perform at a high level week one, Rojo just fumbled.
Yeah. See, that's why he was in the doghouse, because of the fumbling. That's what prevents him from having a larger role, I think, is these fumbles. And what's weird is before last season, he didn't have a fumbling issue. So I don't know where this came from, this whole issue of not being able to hang on to the rock. Go look up his stats. Like he didn't fumble a lot before last year. And all of a sudden he started to fumble a lot. Jake says, if you pay me what they're making, I would. Absolutely true point. Very, very true. So we are on the 2-hour mark. Pete, do you want to go like a little bit more and then call it?
Yeah, let's take it to halftime.
You want to take it to halftime?
Take it to halftime.
Let's go.
I'm interested to see if they get stuck here. Are they going to go for it on a fourth down, or are they going to? He's going to bring out Zerline again.
It's Mike McCarthy. I would say he's going to go with Zerline again.
Brady's pissed.
Oh yeah.
He don't like giving away possessions like that.
I wouldn't either, especially not in your own end of the field.
Yeah, and actually, you just took points off the board. You got to give me.
Yep.
You just give it right back to him. Thank you, Don. We always keep grinding, man. Big things to come. Keep supporting the fam
thank
out
you,
there.
Don. Appreciate you coming on all the time. CD Lib. CD only has 2 receptions for 44 yards. It feels like he has so much more.
Yeah. It does. Really? 2 catches, 44?
Maybe he has a lot of targets.
Yeah, two catches, 44 and a touchdown.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 drops, Rob. You're right. Two. The one drop I can understand. And then Dak went right back to him right after the next play. That was a layup. Definitely should have had that one. What do you think they do here? 3rd and 8. Screen. I feel like it's going to be something over the middle.
Coming over the middle.
Number 1, who's that? Wilson. Aaron's is like, man, I thought we was about to take a 2-score lead. Look at this bullshit. We about to be right in the dogfight. That's Winfield
funny.
took that deep ass drop. Jerry Jones probably like that. Get your ass out of bounds, boy. I'm paying you $40 million. $40 million.
Ooh, oh. Oh, wow.
Oh. Yeah, Ronald, that is on you, brother.
Boom. Yeah, that's a touchdown. This game is close. Cowboys doing their thing.
Yeah, but you got TB on the other side, man. As long as nobody on offense do no more stupid shit like that. So he missed it.
I hope you don't get negative points for missed PAT attempts.
This bitch, I gotta look for a new kicker, bro. He about to get cut.
Doink.
Remember how automatic he was in LA?
Yeah,
Didn't he kick the overtime field goal to put them in the Super Bowl?
I forget.
I think he did.
He used to be so good.
I don't know what like when it goes for a kicker, like it's not
It
the
goes.
leg. It's definitely something in between the ears, bro.
It is. It's psychological. You remember Akers? Akers for us, and then like, was it 2008 when he started to like slide, and then he would miss so many gimmies.
Layups, man. That's like in golf. That's like missing a 3-foot putt.
Yeah,
That's straight, like a tap in.
mental. At the same time, there are things that we are aware of all the time. Like I remember them saying that, and I'm sure you heard this too. We listened to the same podcast with Jake Elliott last year. There were issues with the holder, the
Right.
way that who was the holder, the way he would
The
catch
punter.
and place the ball on the hold. It messed up a lot of Elliott's timing, which contributed. I mean, I'm not using Elliott, but I'm just saying there's so much we don't take into account in terms of the snap and the hold. Also, when it comes to a kick, it's not just the kicker. So I don't know how much this is on the snapper and the holder, but these are pretty gimme kicks that Zerline has just missed back to back.
Yes. He used to be called wasn't he called the Leganator or some shit like that?
Oh, I forget.
Or was that the punter, Johnny Hecker?
That's Hecker. That was Hecker, yeah.
Oh man. And I'm going against somebody who has CD, so and I have Zeke in the same league, and they're just not going Zeke's way right now.
It's not.
It's hard to run on Tampa though, but I mean it's the first week of the season, so
Yeah.
so far it's been more competitive than I thought. I just thought Tampa would be doing more Tampa things, but there's a couple 3-and-outs. I'm gonna say Tampa was. I thought Tampa was going to score every time they touched the ball, but
it is also week 1. So, oh my God! Wow, these running backs cannot. You see it?
Yeah.
Why?
That goes against Brady.
Why are you throwing a screen to Leonard freaking Fournette? Why are you calling a screen to Leonard freaking Fournette? He cannot catch. You Pete. I don't in any way mean to make it seem like I can play professional football. But if you put me out in the flat and you throw me a duck like that, an easy soft pass like that, I'm making that catch 10 out of 10 times. I am making that catch. You're telling me a Leonard Fournette can't make that catch.
Right.
God.
Oh, my God.
Why are you throwing a screen to Leonard Fournette?
I'm pretty sure and that's what Brady is probably saying in the huddle right now. Like, none of that shit was working. That's not how they scored 2 touchdowns, bro.
Yeah.
So I don't know what Arians is calling. This is when Arians trying to get too cute. He should go in there. Tom, what do you want to do?
Last year, Rojo and Fournette showed they are not capable receivers out of the backfield. They're just not. So why aren't you using? If you're going to call a screen, make sure Gio is back there.
Yep. Which I forgot they even had him.
That is ridiculous. You just gave back-to-back possessions to the Cowboys in
red zone.
Your own territory, in red zone territory. Oh, that's another thing. The Bucs defense is dropping interceptions. That's like the second would have been interception by the Bucs defense. Should have been interception by the Bucs defense.
Get your hands on it. Got to catch it.
I get it. You play defense for a reason, but man, Levante. Oh, get your 2 hands. All right, Greg Zuerlein. Shank it. Oh, that was close.
I thought they were going to go for it for 4th and 6.
Yeah, I guess not.
They put the make probability up there for him. He flirting with that left side, bro.
Yeah, he is.
Bruce Arians red. His face matches his hat right now, bitch. Just an Under Armour commercial.
Remember, I am unofficially sponsored by Under Armour. That is my brand.
I didn't know this.
Unofficially. They don't know it yet, but they will be my sponsors.
Yes, Don. There's no negatives for field goals or missed field goals or missed extra points. If there was, sheesh. Come on. I can see Brady coming down and getting a touchdown as long as they don't.
No flags. He's a good returner.
Mickens?
Yeah. He had that one punt return that was good, but they got called back for holding. And then this return was good.
It takes a special skill just to be able to see it and go and react at the same time.
And like kick returning is different from punt returning. Punt returning is like, you know, you have to make something happen, but kick returning you have to get upfield full speed. You think how much money would you put down if they score a touchdown on this drive?
I'll probably, depending on I'll probably put we're comfortable laying 20 on it. No.
Oh, what did I say? What did I say?
I told you.
Oh man,
That bitch was heated. That bitch like ain't no running back touching the ball no more tonight, bitch.
Yeah.
That bitch said ain't nobody touching the ball ain't no running back touching the ball
I said,
tonight.
how much money would you put down when they score on this drive? And literally, right after I say that, Brady throws that touchdown. Oh. I can't believe it. Oh. Yo, AB looks good.
Hella good.
AB looks good. You know what I love about AB and why for so long he was my number one wide receiver in the league, because he literally was a prime example that you do not need to be big and strong to be an X receiver. AB can line up at X and beat press all day. All day. Like those prototypes that people always say, like, yeah, you ideally you kind of want to be strong to get rid of the press, but like Devontae Smith, Marvin Harrison, AB, like Chad Johnson, they all show that
bro.
quickness is just as lethal.
Yeah, and he almost dropped that shit. That wasn't a clean catch. That was not a clean catch. So Don said, "Is Mike Evans available on free agency?" That bitch may be available at the trade deadline, bitch.
Right. Oh my God, Tom Brady with long hair. I forgot about that. Chuck's called it, and I just hit my bet. Let's go. Just get it, Chuck.
And his like Brady's arm, you don't think of it as being one of the all-time greatest arms, but he's so big that, and it's his wind up. He can get it there.
It's not one of the best arms in terms of arm strength,
right.
But just because it's not elite arm strength doesn't mean that he doesn't have good arm strength. His arm strength has always been fine. Like it's always been great. You know what I mean? And then you pair that with the accuracy that he has. And so like his deep ball as he's progressed in his career has just gotten so much better. So much better.
Yep.
I think there was his last year in New England. He did look a little off with it, but if you look at it overall, like throughout his career, like from a macro point of view, overall from when he started early 2000s to now, it's gotten progressively better. And that's so impressive. For a guy his age, it's so impressive.
Oh, so who's our closing out sponsor, Chucks?
All right.
Nice.
So, yeah, let's get these reads off so that, get a head start on them before we head out. We got like what? Is it a 2-minute warning now?
2-minute warning. Yeah.
Okay, so folks, if you're still tuning in, thank you so much for spending time with us, for listening to our predictions, and for being with us as we do live reaction to the game. We've got about 2 minutes left in the half, but we want to read off some of our sponsors. Like Pete said, we've got, like we said, Specialized Physical Therapy. As always, our main sponsor. Find them in Burlington and Cherry Hill, specializedphysicaltherapy.com. We've also got, of course, we've got Manscaped here. You got Manscaped. Make sure you use 20% off or use the promo code A2D to get 20% off. We've got Body Check Wellness. Also, promo code A2D. You get 25% off with them. Make sure you also check out PhillyDrinkers.com. We've got new merchandise. We've also got the new Gardner Minshew shirt too, which looks actually pretty cool. So if you want to check that out, that's on Philly Drinkers. A2D memberships on YouTube. Like Pete said at the top of the show, it's football season. If you want to hit on your bets, definitely sign up because you get some really, really great perks and advice from Money Pot and Willie Vegas. So make sure you sign up if you haven't already. All Campus is giving it 20% off of everything in their stores, including hats, shirts, and team cornhole sets to their subscribers. Ocean City Grilled Cheese and Quesadilla Company, located on the corner of 8th Ocean Ave. 60 different kinds of grilled cheese on toasty Texas sourdough bread. We got the Counseling Center and Sunrise Detox. Make sure to reach out to them if you're having any issues. 856-651-8117. We'll get into some other sponsors in a second, but they're resuming. We're inside 2 minutes now.
Mm-hmm. So while we're watching this, outside of the Eagles game, what is the next closest game that interests you this weekend?
Let me look at the schedule. Give me a second.
That's no catch.
Before I do, this is my mistake. I forgot to include this at the top of the show, and it's my fault. But I do want to suggest we do have a new sponsor, guys. So Fan Up, who offers Flexball contests. They are fire, guys. I downloaded their app. Definitely download their app. There are no drafts, no salary caps, or waivers. Simply pick your top 7 players each week from weeks 1 to 17. Flex position gets 1.5 points. The grand prize is crazy, $225,000 and 2 VIP tickets to the big game in LA. Prize pool is $450,000 and weekly prizes from Fanatics. And get this, only $100 to enter. 3 entries of $275, 100 entries max, and only 5,000 total entries. You have to enter before the first Monday night game of the season, which is this Monday. So don't waste any time. Make sure you reach out to them. Fan Up against me. So let's go. Yeah, I should have read that at the top of the show, and that's my fault. Forgot to.
That's cool. You just got the refs.
If you're hanging in there, Fan Up.
Yards.
Download Fan Up.
So I didn't know it was no salary cap, so I'm going to have to download that right after we get off the air
Yeah,
tonight.
I'm going to look at that tomorrow. What's the holdup right now? I missed it.
The referee looking at it like, man, what we doing, player?
Philly Sports Fashion. No, we are going to head out at halftime. My wife will kill me if I'm on for the whole show. But yeah, thank you though for tuning in. There's a lot of time on the clock. All right, so let me look through these games. Let's see. Ooh, Cleveland, Kansas City.
In Cleveland, right?
In Kansas City.
In Kansas City.
And then Packers Saints. I think those two I'm looking at, and they're both the late afternoon game. Which one is on cable here? Or both on cable? Because I would love to see both of them.
Okay.
But yeah, I think if I were to pick one, I think the Chiefs Browns is the one that really intrigues me the most. Because I think that's a preview of the AFC Championship game, and you said the same.
People forget how close the Browns were to beating Kansas City in the divisional round.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for Donovan Peoples-Jones funneled it.
It took a Patrick Mahomes injury to cause it, but
Yeah.
Don says Kyle Pitts is his offensive rookie of the year.
Okay. Upset of the weekend. Lions beat the 49ers.
I'll bet against that. Even though that's not the point of an upset, so I get it. But I don't see that happening. I don't know why people are sleeping on the Niners, man. It's like 2 years ago, Kyle proved he's one of the best coaches in the league. But because they choked, and I get it. They choked in the last 8 minutes of that game. It's like people forgot how good of a coach he was. And then last year they had so many injuries to a lot of their starters, but people don't want to factor that into the equation, and they forget how talented that roster is. I don't get it. Like, I don't understand the disrespect I don't understand why they're being so overlooked.
I think it's because the blatant openness to try to replace Jimmy G. How they did it.
Maybe. But I see that like I said, I think if any team or any coach is going to pull off a 2 QB thing, at least for a few weeks, it's going to be the Niners. Like I watched their third preseason game, and I get it, it's preseason, I get it, but what I was looking for when they were subbing in and out with Jimmy G and Trey Lance, both of them look so like into it. Like they didn't look confused. You know how like when we watched Hurts sub in for Wentz at certain points of the games last year, it just looks so fake and so like awkward.
Right.
But when you watch them do it, Lance and Jimmy G, it looked like they were on the same page. They knew it. They knew what they were doing. They knew what their roles were. Everyone was working in unison. And I just got the sense that, like, if there's any team that's going to make a 2 QB thing work, it's going to be them. Yeah. And Trey Lance does need time. There are reps where he's not reading the defense well, and his passes are off target. But like he does also show the playmaking ability that he has. Jimmy G, he's not as athletic, I get it, but people also forget Jimmy G is no slouch. Like he's not some like Teddy Bridgewater quarterback. Jimmy G is a above average to good quarterback in this league. He has won games late, but not on his own, but like he has carried the team to significant wins. Remember that Super Bowl year? Remember that shootout they had with the Saints? They won it because Jimmy G was lighting it up. So
Kittle had a great game that game.
Kittle had a great game. He had a clutch catch on 4th and 3 to end the game. So like I'm not saying Jimmy G is a top 10 quarterback. I'm not saying that. But I think people are overlooking and underrating the fact that he is a good quarterback, and they're overlooking the fact that Kyle Shanahan is, to me, he's around the top 5 coach in this league. He's around that area. I've talked to people who don't believe, like they believe he's barely top 10. And I think that's very silly. If you think he's barely a top 10 coach, I think that's very, very silly.
I think if they do that, it's just based on his clutch gene. Can he close out?
Yeah. But
Yeah,
if you think about it, he didn't close. There was one time he didn't close out, and that was the Super Bowl against the Chiefs.
Yep.
The Super Bowl against the Patriots was not on him. That offense put up 28 points. The defense gave up in one quarter all those points in one quarter. That's not on. That's not. Kyle Shanahan wasn't even the head coach. He was the offensive coordinator. That's not Kyle's responsibility.
Nope.
He put up 28 points through three quarters. That should have been the ball game. So anyone who says that he choked in that Super Bowl, I think is off base. I think they're wildly off base if they honestly say that. He choked one time, and that was against the Chiefs.
60.
Missed it. Taylor says Dak is gonna fuck around and get hurt again. The Bucs D line is team up. The Bucs D line has come really close a couple of times.
Yep.
Really, really close.
So now you just missed that 60-yard field goal from midfield, right? And now you get them the ball back with how many seconds left?
15 seconds, no timeouts. One pass to the sideline could be all they need.
I thought they had one left. Oh no. Oh, so they used that last time I had to stop at a 20.
Yeah. So they're at the 50. See, right now I would call a screen to Gio, but that's just me. You send everyone deep and then you call a screen to Gio.
Yeah, because it still give you the opportunity to get up and run out of bounds.
For the rest of the game, screw it. Rest of the season, I better not see a pass attempt to Leonard freaking Fournette. That pisses me off. That come on, Arians.
That was the Bernard just then.
Yeah, now it was Bernard. But I'm just saying, that scream still makes me mad. Couldn't connect. Oh, that was to Tyler Johnson, too. That's the kid I was talking about, the second-year wide receiver.
Minnesota, right?
He's out there in the 4 wide receiver sets, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that Philly sports passion. Zeke is, I don't know. He has 4 carries in the whole half.
They're running. They're not going to be a run first team anymore.
No, I don't think it's that.
Oh boy! Interception. Oh, he's going to try to run it back. Oh my God! Oh, that was close. That was close. He made it to the 40. Oh, that was way too close.
Brady, why'd you that hurts me, man. You throwing picks.
All right, fam. Well, thank you so much for tuning in. That'll wrap it up for us. Pete, do you have anything else to say before we head out for the night?
Glad football's back, guys.
So glad football is back. So happy. You will see us. Catch us every Thursday evening. We will be doing live reactions to every Thursday night game. So stick with us. Come talk football with us. It's a really relaxing. I don't get to do this often on Sundays, but Thursday nights I'll be glad to spend my football evenings with you guys. So thank you for staying with us, guys. We enjoyed it so much. Thank you. God bless. Stay safe. And we will see you next week. Go Birds, guys. Go Birds.